Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This week has been a bit hectic because I had two appointments that I knew would take me up my entire afternoon. So on the days I had more free time, I decided to draw more to make up for the days I would miss. With that said, let's dive into another week of Inktober. Day 15, the prompt was celosia. This flower is native to India, so I looked for a reference photo featuring someone with Indian feature. The symbolism behind this flower is courage and immortality, perfect qualities for someone in the military. So I thought this elf could be a kind of war minister, a highly experienced ex-soldier with many honors, now managing the military resources for the Elven Kingdom. Incorporating the celosia into his design was a bit tricky, but in the end I added some ruffle to mimic the flower. The problem is that I ended up just scribbling with the orange pen, and as I finished the drawing I was wondering why I didn't like how it turned out. Now, as I look at it for this voiceover, I realize I should have tried harder to make it actually resemble a celosia, instead of just scribbling and hoping it would come out the way I imagined. Although it's not terrible, this is one of the drawings I would fix if I had the chance. Day 16. The prompt was wolf. Since wolves are known for living in packs, I decided to draw another soldier elf with the highest rank in the elven military. He is also a druid and uses the leadership abilities of a wolf to guide his troops in battle. He is an alpha wolf, if you will. I'm really happy with this drawing. Actually, it's my favorite of the week, even though I struggled to find a reference photo that fit the theme. I was about to use an AI-generated image, but then I stumbled upon a picture that sparked the right inspiration. Unfortunately, I can't find it anymore and forgot to save it. Anyway, to give him a tougher look, I gave him a scar over his eye. Since he is a druid who can transform into a wolf, his eyes are yellow, just like a wolf's. I also gave him a wolf-shaped pin, like a totem, as the other druid also have small pins that hint at their animal. Day 16. The prompt was hemlock. This plant is highly poisonous and symbolizes treachery. While researching, I discovered that it was used to poison Socrates, so I searched for reference photos of Greek people and came across a statue head of Aphrodite with a hairstyle I really liked, so I decided to use it. I gave her a sort of hemlock flower crown. The original idea was to add vein-like pattern from the poison on her neck, but I ended up forgetting and added them much later. I tried to make her profile resemble the statue's, but I don't think I quite nailed it. This drawing isn't one of my favorite, to be honest. This elf isn't exactly the most trustworthy type, as you might imagine, and I couldn't think of a backstory for her. But it's probably best not to make her angry. If you have any sort of ideas for this self, feel free to drop them in the comments. Day 18. The prompt was Raven. Ravens symbolize ancient wisdom and are known for being incredibly intelligent. With that in mind, I imagined this elf druid as a teacher, specifically for the younger students, because Headmaster Owl is too strict and grumpy for kids. I initially wanted to use my elementary school teacher as a reference, but I couldn't find a photo of her. So I turned to Pinterest and found a picture of a woman who resembled her a bit. For my overseas friends, elementary school is for children aged 6 to 10. I am a bit sad I couldn't find a picture of my teacher because she was my favorite and I learned a lot from her. She even played an important role in my artistic journey. I remember one of the projects we did during afternoon school was recreating famous paintings. So we basically did master studies at like 9 years old. Unfortunately, those drawings stayed at the school, but I vividly remember that they were ballerinas, probably by Degas. Back to the drawing, since ravens are attracted to shiny things, I added gold jewels and accessories to her design to reference that trait. I am very happy with how this turned out. Day 19. The prompt was wisteria. This flower symbolizes sophistication and in Japan, where it's native, is given to children during the Children Festival as a wish for a happy and prosperous life. So I decided to draw a young elf princess. I wanted her clothes and hairstyle to be more elaborate than the other elves to emphasize that she's from the royal family. I was really looking forward for this prompt because wisteria is one of my favorite flowers. It smells amazing and I think it's gorgeous. Perfect for a princess. I decided to give her many hairpins with wisteria flowers, though maybe I should have made them bigger. Unfortunately, I didn't have the right color, and since I love this flower, I cheated a bit and used a lilac water-based pen to color the wisteria. And I don't regret it. You can't see it here, but later I added a small tiara because she didn't seem regal enough. Day 20. The prompt was Todd. This animal has conflicting symbolism. Some associate it with death and funerals, while others link it to rebirth and transformation. So I tried to create a character that's somewhere in between. This elf druid is an expert in potion and antidotes. He is very studious and graduated top of his class at our school. He is fascinated by humans, and I think he's the only elf who wear clothes that resemble human attire, like modern human attire. Given the Todd's feature, I researched for photos of curvy men, but to my surprise, there weren't many options. The photo I chose was very interesting, and the model wore glasses, which I modified into a monologue for my elf, giving him a sophisticated look. The only visible mutation in this elf is his eyes, which have become like a Todd's. I'm really happy with this drawing. Day 21. The prompt was Red Panda. This animal is native to the Himalayas and symbolizes patience and kindness. So I looked for picture of native Himalayan people and found a lovely photo of a little girl that I used as a reference. This elf is the daughter of Hydrangea and Bamboo, whom you'll meet next week. She is already showing signs of druid magic and has a mutation in her eyes. Initially, I thought of giving her red tips in her hair, but then I decided that red highlight would make much more sense. So, in the parts of her hair that I would have left white for highlights, I added red, and I have to say I really like the effect. Unfortunately, she didn't turn out as I hoped, and like the little girl from last week, she ended up looking a bit creepy. Drawing children is really difficult, especially with limited materials, like in this case. I think if I'd used watercolors, the result would have been a bit better. Well, friends, that wraps up another week of Inktober. I hope you're enjoying this series because I am having a blast. This week was tough though. Even though I did two drawings some days, I still fell behind and found myself editing today, right before uploading the video. I'm very afraid I will not be able to finish this challenge, but I will try my best and push through it because it would be such a shame to quit now after all the hard work. So, my dear friends, I'll say goodbye for now. If you like this video, please leave it a like and maybe a comment. And I'll see you next week with 7 more Inktober drawings. Bye!